Praise be to God. So today's portion is from chapter 24 verses 11 through 20. So in this portion we can see that there are 5 wise sayings. So we're going to look at each one of them individually. The first one is found in verses 11 and 12. Deliver those who are drawn towards death and hold back those stumbling to the slaughter. If you say, surely we do not know this, does not he who weigh the heart consider it? He who keeps your soul, does he not know it? And will he not render to each man according to his deeds? So the previous verse 10, it talks about how the person should be when trouble comes to that individual person. Whereas in verses 11 and 12, it talks about trouble falling on other people around us, surrounding people around us. So in verse 11 we can see that there are people being sent to death, they're being slaughtered, they're going through many persecutions and sufferings because of unfair oppression. They did not deserve it, they didn't do anything to deserve those punishments. But then we can see in verse 12, it is God who sees and judges a person. How? By weighing their heart. He knows and considers people's inner motives and thoughts. He knows their innermost thoughts, the deepest thoughts that no one else would never know. So we can see that we don't have the right to judge those people. We don't know whether those people going through many sufferings, we don't know whether they deserve it. We do not know whether they're telling the truth or they're telling lies, or whether they deserve it or not. We do not know that. But all we know is that God knows their hearts. God knows whether they are lying, or God knows whether they are telling the truth. So we have no right to judge those people. Whether we cannot have the final conclusion and say that, okay, they deserve this, okay, they do not deserve this. We don't have the right to say that. It is God who judges, and He alone has the right. Why? Because He knows their true self. He knows their most real human being self. Those people cannot act in front of God because God made them. So we can learn from that verse is that we have no right to judge other people. It is God who judges them. So we can leave everything in the hands of God, and it doesn't have to bother us. The second wise saying is found in verses 13 and 14. My son, eat honey because it is good, and the honeycomb which is sweet to your taste. So shall the knowledge of wisdom be to your soul. If you have found it, there is prospect, and your hope will not be cut off. So here we can say about honey. Honey is the sweetest substance. It is from the ancient times. It's one of the most sweetest thing available. It is very good. It is very healthy. And so is wisdom. Here honey is being compared to the knowledge of wisdom. Why is it being compared to honey? Because wisdom is very beneficial for our souls. It gives us a future hope for all the people. It gives us hope that we don't have. It gives us satisfaction in our souls, and we don't have to be wandering off and be like the wicked ones. So here honey, we can see that honey is being compared to as wisdom, and we can see the value of how lovely it is to have wisdom. The third wise saying is found in verses 15 and 16. Do not lie in wait, O wicked man, against the dwelling of the righteous. Do not plunder his resting place. For a righteous man may fall 7 times and rise again, but the wicked shall fall by calamity. Here we can see a warning, since it starts with do not. So here we can see it like do not. So do not attempt to destroy the righteous people. It's like in the sense that even if the righteous is destroyed by the wicked, the righteous people, God protects those people. God protects the people, the righteous people, because those people will come back and recover from their low state. But the wicked, they will suffer. They will suffer the consequence. It's like a boomerang for the wicked people. So even when the wicked people persecute or try to push down the righteous people, God protects those righteous people God protects His children. Here we can understand that God loves His children. God loves those righteous people, and He protects them, and He will never leave them. Even when they maybe feel, or you can apply to our lives, even when we feel that God has forgotten us, or God has forgotten our situation, He does not care about us, or anything like that. Even when we feel like that, He is not. We shouldn't doubt God's silence for us. He is still working in the background for us. So even when people try to push us down, especially the worldly people, we may feel, oh no, like it is not going like God's ways, or you may feel very down. But we shouldn't fall, because God protects His children. God allows hardships, but He wants us to go through those hardships, but He will not leave us through those hardships. He will come with us through those hardships. So we should never doubt God's silence, and we should never doubt that God has left us. God is always with us. He will never forsake you. He will never leave you. So we should always remember that even if we don't feel like it, God is above our feelings. It is all about faith and trust. That's why we need to have faith. Faith means belief that cannot, that you're trusting God even when you cannot see it with your own eyes. We should understand that God is above our feelings, and He's way more than our human state, our human mind. So the next saying, fourth one, it can be found in verses 17 and 18. Do not rejoice when your enemy falls, and do not let your heart be glad when he stumbles, lest the Lord see it and it displease Him, and He turn away His wrath from him. So here we can see a very challenging thing for us all to practice, being happy about others' failures. So God hates gloating. Gloating means taking delight or satisfaction in others' failures or other people's disasters. So even when your enemy or someone you don't like very much, being happy about their struggles is a very big problem, because God may even remove that wrath from them, or maybe even take their side. It shows us being prideful of ourselves, saying that you deserve more than those poor ones, being troubled or going through many hard sufferings, and you are being happy about it. We should learn to have empathy, sympathy for those, especially for those we do not like, for our enemies. When they're going through hard times, we should we should understand them and their low state where they are. We can imagine, if Jesus was there in that position, what would He do? Would He laugh at them, or would He be happy about their sufferings? No, He would go to them, He would pray for them, He would comfort them, and He would not be happy for them. So we should not be like those wicked people who, or be gloating, have gloat towards others. We should have sympathy and empathy and do what Jesus would have done for them. And lastly, the fifth wise saying is found in verses 19 and 20. Do not fret because of evildoers, nor be envious of the wicked, for there will be no prospect for the evil man. The lamp of the wicked will be put out. Here, fretting over the sinners or wanting to be with them is wrong. Fretting means being jealous, or having envy towards others, especially the evildoers or the wicked people. So why shouldn't we be have envy over them? Because they have no hope in life. They will die eventually. But the righteous ones, they have a future hope. So here we can see the importance of having true or godly friends or influences around us. True friends, people who have no hope, friends or influences that do not have any hope, but you envy them, it is all vain. If you say that, they're living best lives, they're having successful lives, to the unbelievers, it is all going to be in vain. They won't help you to grow more closer to God, but they will only give you more doubts and confusions about your faith. So it is important that we have true godly friends, people who fear God, people who will help you to grow more closer to you. That is why we have a community, that is why we have church. It is important for us to be surrounded by people who will help us grow and be more closer to God. So we should be careful about the friends that we have or the people that we talk to. It is hard, but it is very important for all of us. So I pray that we may all be able to practice these things